The suspense is still on. Will Rahul Gandhi stand by his decision to step down as Congress president? Who will be his replacement? Today, there have also been reports of Congress leaders Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and Sachin Pilot meeting with Rahul Gandhi. So what we know so far is that Rahul Gandhi is adamant on his decision to step down and wants his party to find an alternative. But will his stepping down achieve some turnaround in the party's fortunes? Can the Congress party survive without a Gandhi at the helm? Will there be a compromise formula that they'll work out? And does the country's oldest political party still have relevance? And joining us now on the show is Mohammad Ayub, distinguished Professor Emeritus of International Relations at the Michigan State University. He's also non-resident senior fellow at the Center for Global Policy. I'm also speaking with Tehseen Poonawalla, who is a Congress supporter and has been speaking out against the party's dismal performance. Tejas Mehta, political commentator, joins us as well on the conversation. Welcome to all of you. You have argued that Rahul Gandhi shouldn't go, but his core, members and advisors were the problem and they should go. Some would say that you're cutting him slack unnecessarily. If he's a smart leader, wise leader, he doesn't have to go by everything his advisors tell him.
I stand by what I've written. Rahul Gandhi is one of the most articulate and smart people I have met and I know, and he's politically very astute. However, the people around him continuously feed him wrong advice, and they're taking him up the wrong path. Now, you may argue that this isn't true for Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but nobody claims to know everything. Nor does Prime Minister Modi know everything. The difference between Prime Minister Modi and Rahul Gandhi is the team that Prime Minister Modi has is a very competent team. They're filled with political animals, and his PMO is filled with bureaucrats who have their pulse who have their hands on the pulse of the nation. That is not true of Rahul's team. Rahul's team, as I have written, are a bunch of juvenile, immature, clowns, and they really don't know what's happening. The fact of the matter is that today the problem in the Congress is that the Congress, which was the original nationalist party, which was secular and had room for everybody, is being branded as an anti-national party. This is only and only because of the branding of Rahul Gandhi's office. Who asked Rahul Gandhi? They could have sent a secretary to stand with Kanhaiya. Why ask Rahul Gandhi to go and stand with Kanhaiya?
1 minute, Tehseen, what the problem with your argument is that you're making Rahul Gandhi sound like a child who doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't know where he's going, where he's standing. You're making it sound as if in the Congress party, the way it works is someone says, Rahul Gandhi, I think it's a great idea to go and join this protest. And Rahul Gandhi says, yeah, why not? And then everyone else who told him to do that is to blame.
No, that's not true. You see, there are political judgments that even Prime Minister Modi takes that go absolutely wrong or horrendously wrong. But the fact of the matter is, those are far less in between the decisions that are put upon Rahul Gandhi to do. Let me give you another example. I know for a fact a technocrat who pushed for Kumar Ketkar to go to the Rajya Sabha. He kept pushing Rahul Gandhi, despite the fact that it could have been Rajiv Shukla or Milind Deora. What is the value that Kumar Ketkar has got to the Maharashtra Congress? What is it that he did in the elections? What is it that he's doing now? What will he contribute in the Rajya Sabha? So the fact of the matter is that these people around him who live in a different parallel universe, these clowns as I call them, have no idea. They present him with wrong data. There's this joker of a data scientist who kept saying there's a black swan. The black swan is saying Prime Minister Modi will not repeat. Prime Minister Modi repeated with a bigger mandate. He said Maharashtra was the angriest state. Maharashtra, the Congress got wiped out. So it is this, the branding, the communications. In a premium multiplex, they were playing Manrega ad. In the Economic Times newspaper, they had ads for free education and free healthcare. They don't know what to communicate where. This is not Rahul Gandhi's fault. This is the communication department's fault.
I want to get the other two speakers on this point, and I'm going to come to you first, Mr. Ayub. It's not Rahul Gandhi's fault. Yeah. Change the team, not the leader. That's what someone who is a Congress supporter and has been for a while says today. He's saying that it's not the leader's fault. He's just had bad advice.
No, I think that's just making an excuse for the so-called leader. The people around him are by and large handpicked by him. The Congress Working Committee, which consists largely of unelected and even more important, unelectable people, were put in those positions by the dynasty because they were sycophants and loyal followers of the dynasty. There has to be a thorough overhaul, and it should begin at the top. First of all, if you look at the traditions in established democracies like Australia or Great Britain, when a leader leads his party to such a utter defeat, the first thing he does is to say, oh, he doesn't say, I'm going to the working committee and let them decide. He resigns on the spot. 3 weeks ago or so, the Australian Labor Party, which was expected to win, lost the elections. The leader immediately, Mr. Shorten, resigned from his position as the leader of the party. That is the democratic tradition. Pushing blame onto others is not, is not the way democracies evolve into mature ones. People should take responsibility for what they have done. So I really think that unless and until there is a total overhaul, which should begin at the top, which means not only Rahul Gandhi, but his mother and sister must also go, the party will not be able to revive itself. It will, of course, take a lot of churning. It will take probably many years, but a new Congress may arise like the phoenix out of the ashes of the older Gandhi dynasty party. I think that's the way to go. And I think it's infantile on the part of people to argue that Rahul was not responsible, but that his advisors were. After all, why did he appoint those advisors? Why does he have a working committee of unelectable people? And if you look at the number of people from the states where the Congress has done very miserably, they form a large majority of the Congress Working Committee. I think they should themselves either voluntarily resign or be forced to do so.
Okay, Tehseen,
it's only in Punjab and Kerala that the Congress has done well.
May I respond to that? Thank you.
Yes, that's
when you use language and you say infantile, these are not arguments that are. I think that you're perhaps not aware of how the system in India works, or you're not aware of facts. So let's talk on data. Data says that
Tehseen, I just want to tell you, you're speaking to a very senior professor who has been tracking this for a long time. But yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
You're welcome to your views.
I would like to.
So please go ahead.
I would like to put my views across. Yes.
Yeah.
When we talk about data head to head, since the time Rahul Gandhi became president of the Congress Party, 2018 till 2019, this electoral loss, there's not a single government that Narendra Modi ji could have formed. In fact, Narendra Modi ji lost all the by-elections. So head to head, Rahul Gandhi was better if you're talking about performance. Now let's come to point number 2. When you talk about unelected and unelectable people, I agree, I'm completely on that point. But the RSS is also unelected and unelectable, yet the RSS appoints the BJP president. And Rajnath Singh did not want to go in 2014. It forced him to go and got Amit Shah in. Amit Shah, they wanted to remove Amit Shah, they wanted Amit Shah to continue. They kept him there while Nitin Gadkari wanted to come in. Mohan Bhagwat's not unelected and unelectable. So the fact of the matter is that Congress, however bad the system is, at least has a system to sort of elect a president, which no other political party in India has. So his example of Australia is not a correct example. Now I want to come to my last point. At the end of the day, Prime Minister Modi also had made a communication disaster. Prime Minister Modi said, Modi hai to mumkin hai. That slogan was dropped. You know why? Because Prime Minister Modi's other advisors told him, the minute you say Modi hai to mumkin hai, it will lead to attacks on Nirav Modi, Lalit Modi, and those slogans were dropped. Rahul Gandhi's team told him, you say Chaukidar Chore. The minute you started attacking Chaukidar Chore, the next phase of your slogan is, I love this one, I love that one, he can be Prime Minister, she can be Prime Minister. You were first aggressive, then you say, I'll win people by love. Your messaging was the problem. The messaging department is headed by
Tehseen, I'm sorry you haven't countered the basic argument that is Rahul Gandhi not capable of saying things that are coming from his own mouth that he's thought of himself. Now today if someone tells me to say something stupid, I will not say it. I will just not say it.
Unfortunately, Rahul Gandhi unfortunately is carrying, Rahul and Priyanka unfortunately carrying baggage that needs to be thrown away, and they've had to drag this baggage, of course. Baggage like Mani Shankar Iyer, baggage like people who, Sudhinder Kulkarni, Arun Shourie, who've been of absolute no value, but you've had to take them along. Rahul and Priyanka were the only two people fighting a mammoth machinery of Narendra Modi and Amit Shah. Had these two got slight amount of support, the results would have been different. They fought valiantly, they fought bravely, but at the end of the day, they got no support from the core team. It is time that they get rid of this baggage, and you see how Congress will run. When Rahul fought alone in Gujarat, look at what he did to Amit Shah. When he fought in Karnataka, they couldn't form a government. He formed a government in 3 Hindi heartland states. That was Rahul Gandhi at his best. He was bogged down in these elections by his advisors who kept putting wrong things across. Chaukidar Chore, then you say I love you. It was wrong communication, it was wrong strategy. Everything they got him wrong.
Tejas Mehta, let me get Tejas Mehta in. You know, the funny thing is that what Tehseen is saying in terms of wrong messaging, a lot of people will agree with. I don't know if everyone will agree with the point that Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi are stuck with baggage of, people who do not understand politics, and throwing them out would be throwing the baby with the bathwater.
Well, I would just ask the fundamental question which many the voters have asked this point of time, is that the big comparison comes between Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi. And what are they counting really? They're saying Narendra Modi, four-time chief minister of the party. Then you have Narendra Modi, once prime minister, 5 years in the government. He has won a full majority for himself, and now he's running for the second time. Look at the other leaders of various states. You have Akhilesh Yadav, 45 years old, has already been chief minister once. Fadnavis, 48 years old, already been chief minister once. What has Rahul Gandhi done to ensure that he wins the trust of the people? The credibility comes in by being in some position of power, wherever it was. He could have been in the government of Manmohan Singh twice. I remember at that point of time I interviewed Milind Devra. At that point of time, he also said that yes, if he had come in, he could have been he had gained some experience like all of us did. Now, are there other leaders who are capable in the Congress party to lead the party? Yes, there could be. But the problem with the Congress party is because, as Manishankar has infamously said, that the Gandhi family, Gandhi Parivar is the glue. Nobody will ever be able to say that, yes, there is another leader in the Congress party who can be better than Rahul Gandhi.
Yeah.
Rahul Gandhi
Tejas, who is the leader? Who is the leader in all of these 3-4 days? And now I think since the 23rd itself, the question has, arisen that should he resign? He's resigned. He probably wants to get on with his life, or, whatever it may be. So who is the leader? Who is the leader? I think between all the speculation, people haven't been able to name 3 proper choices which would be acceptable to everyone and which would not cause the entire party to disintegrate.
Absolutely.
Let's again speak on facts. The fact of the
Okay, one by one. Tejas first, Mr. Ayub then. Yes, Tejas, very quickly, just to my question about then who's the leader, who's the alternative?
Okay.
There is no alternative. That is the exact conundrum for the Congress party, because anybody else comes in there. We saw what happened with Sitaram Kesri just 2 decades ago. The entire party didn't work at that point of time. Sonia Gandhi had to come back, and he was unceremoniously thrown out. Nobody would want to be in that position because they'll never get the say that Rahul Gandhi or the Gandhis will get.
Okay, Professor Ayub, let me come to you on the points, and of course, if you want to respond to what Tehseen said earlier.
Yeah, I don't think. No, I don't think you throw up real leaders if the bunch of people at the top are nothing better than sycophants. Leadership has to come from below. It has to be built up over a period of time. And the point that was made that Rahul Gandhi had no experience compared to the others is very valid. In fact, when he made the statement, or it was reported that he had berated senior leaders of the party for having nominated their sons and worked for them and so on, it's very ironic that he made that statement, because what was the reason why he became the Congress president? Only because he happened to be the son of his mother. And I think that sort of culture in the Congress politics must go. I know it will be difficult for the Congress to adjust without the Gandhis, or to adjust to a situation without the Gandhis, but they must learn to do so. And for that, the entire Congress working committee, not only Rahul Gandhi, must go. There should be inner party democracy which throws up leaders from below.
Yeah.
And out of this churning, as I said earlier, the Congress can once again rise like a phoenix from the ashes. Or if it doesn't, then it may not be a bad idea, as Yogendra Yadav had said some time ago, that it should die and some other formation would take its place. Because there has to be a credible alternative to the BJP. That will not come up as long as the Gandhi dynasty continues to rule the roost.
I have an immense amount of respect for Professor Ayub, but he lost me when he took Yogendra Yadav seriously. Yogendra Yadav, sir, for your knowledge, was begging the Congress for a seat in Karnataka in an assembly election. The Congress gave it infrastructure, money and a seat, and his candidate lost. That is Yogendra Yadav's performance. But let's come to the facts of the matter. In the 130 odd years of the Congress, and this is also for Tejas, the Gandhi family has only been president for about 30 odd years. The rest of it has been other people who have been presidents of the party. For whatever it is worth, and I repeat this point, the Congress has the only system system where an ordinary person can challenge for the post of the president. This is not true in the BJP, this is not true in the Samajwadi Party, in the Bahujan Samajwadi Party or anybody else. Only in the Congress there is, it may not be a perfect election, but there is some sort of an election where you can challenge. Now let's come to the most important and the moot point. I agree with the professor. How many people in that CWC today are people who fought direct elections in 1991, 92, 99? Not many of them. Most of those people sitting there are Rajya Sabha MPs. They didn't even go to their states to campaign. And therefore I am saying Rahul Gandhi's dynamic ideas of bringing primary membership. He's given a Dalit girl from nobody a ticket in Kerala, she's become an MP. Of bringing about radical changes, of taking the system ahead. He keeps on saying, look, I am here because I'm a dynast, but this has to change. He's making the same point the professor is making. But if the system is not supporting him, the system is a deadwood who sees their interest in continuing in power, and therefore in Rahul Gandhi failing, he needs to now get up and shake the system off. That is the battle which nobody seems to understand. There's a fine line between the two.
But what was stopping him so far? What was stopping him so far? And the conundrum you spoke
Alex,
Can I just respond to that?
Okay, Professor Ayub.
Please.
Can I just
Yes,
just respond to that, Tamanna?
Yes, please.
The two points I wanted to make. One, the leadership in the Congress party today, people who surround Gandhi, who are in the Congress Working Committee and so on, are and have lost elections, have no basis at all in their own states. One, they should go. The only two states from where the Congress has done well, Punjab and Kerala, that's where the party should begin once again to rebuild. And you have alternatives there. You have Captain Amarendra Singh. You have Shashi Tharoor. You can build up people like that who can take over the party and run it in a much more efficient way, both as a political machine, and they also have certain intellectual capabilities that they could utilize. The other thing is that given the nature of the so-called Congress top leadership, no one dares even to speculate as to who after Rahul. This reminds me of the time when Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister in the 50s, for example. And the speculation began then, who after Nehru? And I still remember, I was a school child then, that Rafi Ahmed Qidwai, who was the agriculture minister, he was asked this question. He unfortunately predeceased Nehru. You know what Rafi Saab's response was? Kya Rafi mar gaya hai? Is Rafi dead? You don't have that sort of leaders around the Prime Minister now. People who had their own bases and therefore the political confidence to say, yes, we can take over.
What I
there
can't,
are none of those.
Okay, let me
And
just come to a couple of specific things. Let me just come to a couple of specific things. One is, if Rahul Gandhi steps down today and he wants to step down, he's been asked to as a stopgap for some time, etc. He might be replaced with a panel. Whoever is the replacement, whatever they do, will there not be an allegation that they are merely puppets of the Gandhi family in any case? So will they have credibility? Number two is, will the rest of the party...
That's very true.
Yeah, so will the rest of the party be able to, stay together and be put together? Yeah, and will this really turn the Congress into a winning machine? Yes.
Yeah, in response to your first point, I think not merely should the dynasty go, but they should go into a self-imposed exile, somewhere where, and say, we are not going to interfere with the affairs of the party. Let it go on its own direction and shape its own future. That's the only way. If they are going to look over people's shoulders and try to direct them, it's going to be no better than the situation is today. So there has to be a decision made by the mother, the son, and the daughter that they are not going to involve themselves in the party's affairs anymore. And I think then the members of the party will be forced to come to a conclusion as to who should lead the party. But first of all, there must be inner party democracy. There must be elections at the grassroots. And talking about the comparison with the RSS, the difference is that the RSS and therefore the BJP are disciplined cadre parties. There's nothing like that in the Congress. They have either higher...
May I counter it? I need to counter this.
Yeah, quick responses. Okay, let me come to Tehseen first and then Tejas. Yes, Tehseen, quickly.
Professor, again, I repeat, I have a lot of respect for you, But Professor, I think you've got your facts slightly wrong here. The RSS may have a disciplined cadre, so did Hitler have a disciplined cadre, so does a lot of terrorist organizations have a disciplined cadre. I'm not saying RSS is a terrorist organization, I'm just giving you an example. That does not make it democratic. So does the army have a disciplined force? Doesn't make it democratic. The Congress is the only party that is democratic to an
No, no, it
extent,
doesn't,
where out
of
of
course.
140 years of the party, yes, out of 130 odd years of the party, only 30 odd years have been the Gandhi family. And point number two, even if today, as of 2019, after the debacle, if there was to be an election for the president of the Congress, there is nobody who would command the respect or the love that the Gandhi family commands from the cadre of the party. They would all elect Rahul Gandhi. So the problem is not Rahul Gandhi. He's bravely taken it upon himself as a defeat. Rahul and Priyanka fought. The people are exactly what you decide, Professor. The people sitting around him who absolutely are out of touch with with reality, who do not know what communication is, who do not know what messaging is, and who've got the basics wrong. That is the problem with the Congress party, not the Gandhis. The Gandhis are the strength. This 55, 56 that the Congress has got is because of Rahul fighting.
Let me get Tejas to respond
but
to that.
if-
I just want to add one thing. I remember after the 2014 elections, the whole point was, or what the Congress party said was, that the BJP was a massive marketing machinery and we failed to display what we had done with our governance of 10 years. Cut to 5 years later, you're on the other side and you still have a communications problem. Can you keep blaming the communications problem? There are just but a couple of points which have not been really answered. If you're going to wait for new grassroots leaders to emerge, till then what happens? There can be no vacuum for so long, especially in a political landscape like ours. Should the Congress then cede space completely? Professor Ayub spoke about all the Gandhis pretty much packing their bags and leaving. But Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and Sonia Gandhi have shown no, inclination to resign or go off into the sunset. So should they be forced to as well?
Well, if there is no grassroots leaders in other
Well,
parties,
they should
there's
do it voluntarily, actually.
what will really happen is that what happened during the Nehru and Indira Gandhi regime, you had only the Congress which was really relevant there. They kept winning year after year. There was no challenger really. That's exactly what will happen in this case also. In fact, coming to what I'm absolutely not saying that the Congress party should die. Yes, what I am saying is that there needs to be a revival. In this current form, as Tehseen wants to put it, yes, the Nehru Gandhi family are the only one which can lead the party. There can be nobody else which can really lead the party. But if they want a revival of the Congress party itself, the way it was, since the independence time and the nationalistic, values they really brought, yes, then there has to be a complete overhaul. More importantly, structurally, look at the BJP. It's a election machine from top to bottom. They're working 24 hours, 365 days, and most importantly, they have a very strong cadre. That's something which is absolutely missing almost across the country for the Congress party, except in a few areas where they have done really well. That is something which I think the Congress party really has to work more than anything else. And lastly, vision. When you have performance, when you have a vision, and when you have organization, that's when you can really win elections.
Yeah. So a lot of free advice. And I don't know if it's all welcome.
Can I just briefly come in here?
Yes, Professor Ayub, I'm almost running out of time, so very short, please.
Just two things. One, that Mr. Poonawalla talked about love and respect for the Gandhi family and for Rahul, which is fine. But Rahul lost his own seat in Amethi, which was his pocket borough. I mean, what sort of love and respect do the electorate have for him? That defeat was enough for him to realize that he must go. And the other thing is, we haven't touched on the issue, and for which also I hold Rahul Gandhi. I mean, it may be his advisors who advised him wrongly, but he made the decision to ideologically make the Congress into the B team of the BJP by adopting a strategy of soft Hindutva. And the Indian population, the Indian electorate is not so naive as not to recognize and distinguish between a fake attempt and the genuine article. And that, I think, also boomeranged.
I agree with this.
Unfortunately, we haven't had the time to discuss that.
Okay, no, that's a valid point. But, we were doing this more forward-looking. Tehseen, last word from you, and I'm going to ask you that you've been saying a lot of things, and a lot of them are resonating with people who are hearing them. Is there any acceptance within the party for what you are saying? Are people having this conversation inside, and will you be forgiven for saying all of these things publicly?
Will I be forgiven? No, I want nothing from the party. I'm not a member of the party. I have a personal equation with Priyanka. I'm very fond of her, and I would always stand by her, come what may. What I've said in private, I'm saying in public. So I want nothing from the party at all. They can give me nothing. But I hope, whether it's professors' advice, whether it's Tejas's advice, whether it's my advice, they start taking the advice seriously and they start making the changes, because the country needs the Congress and the country needs a strong opposition. I agree with the professor. If the Congress disintegrates, somebody else will take that space. The Congress is the soul of India. I hope the soul of India does not disintegrate.
Okay, we'll take a break here and thank everyone for this conversation. This is a space we'll have to wait and watch. Why are we looking at the Congress party with 52 seats? Well, it's still the largest opposition party in the country, and any vibrant democracy needs a healthy opposition. That's what keeps it going. And just as an aside, while we sign off, people are talking about dynasts and what this election is saying about dynasts. Did you know 30% of the elected MPs this time round are dynasts by definition? That means they have some relative or the other who used to be or is a politician. I'll chew on that. We'll take a very short break. When we're coming back, the big test for the Modi government in its 2.0 version is definitely going to be the economy. Are they prepared to take on those challenges? We're coming right back with that debate.